Last week we looked at 5 bargains from Amazon, and this week we're going to be looking at 5 bargains from AliExpress. Welcome back to the channel, everyone, and for those of you who missed last week's video, I am now going to be doing a monthly list of what I would say top picks for the month from both AliExpress and Amazon, which are the two major websites when it comes to watch purchases of the more affordable nature in the well, not just in the UK but worldwide. There will be affiliate links below as there were in the previous video, so if you are interested in any of these watches, just click on those links and they'll support the channel. But without further ado, let's get into my 5 picks for watches that I believe are good bargains for the month of October. Future Chris here, just to clarify something. The end dates on some of these sales items were actually for the month of September. I recorded this video on the 28th of September, so there may be some of these watches now not for sale. I do apologize for that, but just check on AliExpress. They do have super deals going all the time. We're going to come out of the gates swinging today with a Submariner homage from none other than San Martin. This one comes in at 40.5mm in diameter. They call it the Ghost version 3. You can either get this in a green dial or a black dial, sapphire crystal, 200 meters of water resistance, powered by the NH35 movement. This is the version 3. This is a pretty good watch. It's got the hexagonal logo, which I think works with more of their modern styling of watches. Lug to lug is 48mm, thickness is 13mm, and bandwidth is 20mm. So pretty good watch and a pretty good way to start this list. Currently it is going for £135.75. I think that's pretty good. I love a good old swing when it comes to cash prices, and we've gone from the most expensive watch on the list today at the San Martin to the cheapest watch on the list today, which is a Pagani design. Now this one is based on a Grand Seiko. Well, it's actually an amalgamation of different watches, so it's sort of original, sort of inspired by, I guess, if you want to put it that way. This one is quartz powered by a Seiko Mecha Quartz movement. It's the VH31, which I really rate the Seiko Mecha Quartz movement. Is one of the ways to cut costs down but still make the watch have that sweeping motion. 100 meters of water resistance. You've got 3 versions of this dial with gilt. You've got a blue and gilt, which looks okay-ish, a sort of cream white, well, it's more like a grey white and gilt, which is pretty nice, and again a black dial with gilt, which obviously is the most conservative option. All of this for £32.41. That is Casio prices when it comes to it, if you think about it. You've got sapphire crystal in this watch as well, 100 meters of water resistance, as I mentioned before, 40mm case diameter, 12.5mm thick, and the 20mm lug width. This is a pretty good bargain of a watch. I've already ordered one. It'll be on its way to me for review pretty soon. Next up, we have Bauhaus Design from watch manufacturer Seagull. Now this one is obviously an in-house automatic Seagull movement. This is the more Bauhaus design that they have. It's sort of like a Nomos, but it's not really. It's a bit different. They call this the ring watch because you have that ring on the inner part of the dial. It comes in a grey colour, a sort of a mixture of grey and green, and then you've got like a jade green as well. My pick would be the jade green. I think that adds a little bit of pop and colour. Currently on super deals, this is £91.76. I have seen this one cheaper before on super deals at 70 odd pounds, but I still think that £91 is a pretty good price for this watch. Obviously this is a very unique and interesting design. You have a 39mm diameter, you have 50 meters of water resistance, a thickness of 10.5mm, and a 20mm lug width. It also says that the lug to lug on this dial is 39mm. I don't think that's quite right on this one. I think it's probably a little bit bigger, but I have ordered one as well, and it's going to be on the way for me for review for next month. The movement is an in-house Seagull movement. As I mentioned before, it is the ST17 movement. All of that for under £100, I think, is a pretty good shout for this watch. Next we have have a brand with a very controversial logo, not controversial because it copies anything, but just because I think it's a little bit busy, but I still think they offer some incredible value for watches. We are looking at an Addies Dive, and it's the AD 2030. It is a new watch that they've released this year. It is a quartz piece with sapphire crystal, AR coating and 100 meters of water resistance. But the reason why I'm choosing this watch for you guys to have a look at on Super Deals is because it's currently retailing for £54.64. But just look at the texture of the dials. I think those textures make this watch look really nice, really nice. You've got a white dial, so it's sort of like a snow dial with that ripple effect. You've got a blue dial, which obviously represents water or oceans, and then you've got a sand coloured dial, which actually I think is the best looking of all of them. I think it's a really good looking watch. 36mm in diameter. This one is quartz, as I mentioned before, but it is powered again by a mecha quartz movement, which is the VH31. So if you're not that worried about the quartz movement, I think mecha quartz is sort of like quartz 2.0 because that's sweeping motion. 46mm lug to lug, 12mm thick, and it's also got a 20mm lug width. So I think this is a pretty good looking watch. I want to correct something on here. It isn't sapphire crystal, it is mineral crystal. I've only just noticed that now, so I do apologize, but it is mineral crystal, not sapphire crystal, but it has heaps of AR coating, and I think it does look really good. The last watch on this list is the second cheapest as well. It is Cadison. It is currently retailing for £47.47, and this is based on a Rolex Datejust, the Wimbledon style version. You have a 38mm case. It is powered by the Miyota 8000 series, sapphire crystal, 100 meters of water resistance, and I think this watch looks pretty nice. You've got your date complication at 3 o'clock and the magnifier, so if you're happy with that, I think again pretty good watch and pretty good bargain for the price that you are getting. The rest of the specifications, as well as the 38mm in diameter, is 12mm thickness, 5 bar or 50 meters of water resistance, 20mm lug width, and as I mentioned before, you've got sapphire crystal on this watch. And that's my 5 list today. Now, as I mentioned before, this list isn't to show you the absolute best on AliExpress. This is to show you the super deals that are coming up on AliExpress and the 5 ones I think that are worth considering if you're looking for an interesting style of watch that potentially might be a little bit different. I'm going to keep having a look on AliExpress for each month to find 5 super deals that I can show to you, in the same way that I'm going to be looking to find 5 deals on Amazon that I can show to you as well. Affiliate links for these watches will be below. If you want to watch the Amazon video, I will link to it at the end of this one. But stay safe everyone, and I will see you all again very soon.